Oh my golly, I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna make you so surprised. You know, people don't like technology that's gonna destroy the world, make them unemployed and homeless. I know, it's so shocking. So this is kind of an interesting story, kind of coming from a no-name blog or whatever else. But new data reveals at least 48 data center projects were blocked or stalled by local opposition in 2025. And so that's the interesting thing. 2025, that was when the AI build-out was supposed to be ramping up. And so at least 48 of these data centers have either been delayed or canceled because of local opposition. And so it's going to be curious to see, again, what happens with this whole AI fraud that we're in because of all the resources that the AI fraud requires. Like a lot of frauds, you know, they can go under the radar because they don't actually affect most normal people, right? Like Madoff, right? Madoff fucked rich people. So he didn't get caught for a long time because the only people that were getting screwed were rich people, and that's not the normal folks out there, right? But you look at these AI data centers, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Again, there's water utilization going on. There's electricity, right? So electricity rates are going through the roof for a lot of people because these data centers are coming online. There's noise. Oh, if you hear these videos where the noise coming out of the data centers is just absolutely obnoxious. And so one of the interesting things with these data centers is in many ways, they are a real and actual detriment to the communities that they're going into. So it shouldn't be a shock or surprise when the communities are like, no, right? And the curious thing too with a lot of these data centers, and again, this is where you see how heinous Silicon Valley actually is. Again, look, if you're a Silicon Valley employee, just please do me a favor and throw all of your flags away. You got a rainbow flag, you got a pastel flag, you got a Palestinian flag, just use it to wipe your ass after you take a diuretic shit and put it down the fucking toilet. It would be more honest than the horse crap you're trying to pass off now, right? Because basically what we're seeing is Silicon Valley knows that a lot of people don't want these data centers in their communities. So basically what are they doing? They're targeting communities that basically do not know enough or are not resourced enough to say no to these data centers, right? Instead of putting these data centers into standard industrial areas, they're putting these data centers into fucking, you know, cow pastures or whatever else because they figure the locals are too fucking stupid and too fucking powerless to do anything about it. And again, that's why I say if you're a Silicon Valley employee, take your rainbow flag, wipe your fucking ass with it, and flush it down the toilet. Stop pretending you're a good human being. Take your fucking blood money and shut the fuck up, please. But anyways, right? The interesting thing is as we go forward, is we've been told we need these data centers. In order for American civilization to get to the next level, we need every data center that all of these psychotic bastards are telling us that we need. And so it is going to be curious to see like what happens when communities just say no. They don't allow these data centers to be built out. Data centers, the hubs for server processing and artificial intelligence generated content across the internet, have faced pushback from communities in recent years. Local opposition, which creates awareness among investors, stems from research by Mikel Vila, a supply chain and political risk analyst at 10A Labs. It launched a Data Center Watch initiative, a project designed to track nationwide opposition to data centers. Villa noted that 48 data center projects totaling over $156 billion have encountered opposition, necessitating potential changes to developers' original plans, according to the Times. Quote, a lot of the commitments and build out of data centers in easily accessible areas has already occurred, making new developments increasingly challenging. Let's see here. Anik Shah, managing director of the investment bank Jefferies, emphasized the importance of findings from Data Center Watch. He believes a growing number of delayed and canceled projects highlights deeper resistance that could lead to significant political constraints in the future. Interestingly, in 2023 and 2024, data center developers discreetly acquired land and obtained needed approvals without much public scrutiny, often obscured by non-disclosure agreements. This approach has become harder. right? Again, all of those Silicon Valley, tech employees that are getting all of their fucking blood money and then pretending like they're good human beings, right? These companies are going out there discreetly acquiring land because they know people are going to be pissed off, and then having the governments and the rest of it sign non-disclosure agreements, literally so the people in the area don't know what's going on. The top AI companies, known as hyperscalers, predict expenditure of $710 billion on data centers in North America this year. However, if developers cannot devise strategies to meet growing environmental demands from local populations, then this influx may begin to diminish. And so it'll be curious to see what goes on with the whole data center build out. Like we have, again, we talk about like macro forces affecting what happens in the tech world, right? So right now in the Middle East, data centers have literally been targeted by ballistic missiles and drones. So they were building out all these data centers in the Middle East, and now they have to worry about, ballistic missiles taking out entire data centers, right? That's a macro environmental force you might not have been expecting last year. Again, if you look here at the United States, there's starting to be more and more local pushback at these AI data centers because they're bad for a lot of the local populations. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these local the populations are tired of being fucked by big tech, right? Big tech wants to take their jobs. Big tech wants to make their lives fucking worse. And big tech wants to destroy their communities. And that's one of the big things that I find very weird about this whole AI revolution. Like, I'm not saying technology has always been good. Again, I talk about things like auto attendants, right? The moment you install an auto attendant into a company, all the receptionists get fired. Every receptionist gets fired, right? That's always how it's been, right? Again, email systems, right? Email is basically killing the U.S. Postal Service, right? Whenever you send emails instead of sending, snail mail, that's one more mailman that does not get their wings or whatever else, right? Anyways, with a lot of this technology, there's downsides. Again, there's upsides. Don't get me wrong, there's upsides and there's downsides. One of the things I find very weird with this whole AI revolution is all these jackasses have really focused on the downsides. They're screaming the downsides from the rooftops. They're like, all your jobs are going to be eliminated. Like, what? This is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Like, what? We're going to need all the power. We're going to need 3 nuclear power plants per data center. I'm like, have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Again, with the AI dipshits, right? Scam, Altman, dipshit Dario, whatever the fuck you want to call Elon Musk, right? They're screaming this horse shit from the fucking rooftops. And then they think the population should be desperate for their god-awful technology. You're like, oh, wow. Is this more dangerous than a nuclear weapon? Oh, is this going to take my job? Oh, is this going to destroy my child's future? Oh, is this going to make my actual physical location fundamentally worse? Oh yeah, I definitely want to buy that product. Like, what happens when the tech industry loses the population? I think about this. It's like a year ago, and I was actually talking to a youth, one of these youth career counselors or whatever, and because there had been some research that had come out right about that time period, and it actually showed that young people were truly shunning technology and technology careers. So we've heard this whole thing about kids going back to flip phones and all that kind of stuff, and that is whatever it is. But actually what's interesting is that a lot of the young people nowadays, they don't want to become technology professionals anymore. Right? Again, when I was young, technology was cool, but it was for the nerds. It was amazing, but it was so difficult. You had to be a nerd to do it. Right? Anyways, time went on, and then it was really cool, and even somebody like an Eli the computer guy can do it. And but the curious thing is as we go forward, again, we start looking at the 2020s, what is the story about technology anymore? Right? The story used to be you can have friends all over the world. No matter where you go in the world, you can still be connected to your loved ones. right? You have the library of the world at your fingertips. You have the media of the world at your fingertips. Like, you think about what the stories of the technology revolution have, were for 3 decades before 2020. And then you think about what the story, what the narrative of technology is now. Technology is driving people to be lonelier than ever. Technology is driving the rate of depression in our young people, but let's just admit it, in the rest of our society too. Right? Technology is ever more putting money into fewer and fewer people's hands as it destroys the rest of civilization. Again, think about this. When Mark Zuckerberg was talking about this with his whole metaverse thing, and the whole idea of suction cupping monitors to your face was going to be just like being at the 50-yard line of an NBA game. Is that how basketball works? I feel like I'm getting those mixed up. Anyways, courtside by an NBA game. And you're like, wow, how fucking demented, how rotted in the brain do you have to be to think suction cupping monitors to your face is going to be like being courtside to an NBA game? How sheltered do you have to be? And so the curious thing is, as we go forward, right, a lot of the technology people don't realize is, again, politics matter, right? Like, one of the big pushes I get back when I talk about politics and macro forces in the technology world is, like, why are you talking about politics all the time? Because it's important, right? Politics funded Silicon Valley, right? Money that went into the military industrial complex is what built Silicon Valley back in the day. Money that goes into the education system to give us way too fucking many comp sci majors is what pushes things forward. Again, the government funding God knows how much money for things like Stargate initiative or whatever else, right? Politics drives the movement of civilization, and the movement of our civilization has been going forward towards better and better technology for so long that people have just started to think that's just how it is. Like, technology, especially information technology, should always simply get better regardless of what's going on with the rest of society. But here's the thing, if you lose society, if you lose the people, right, what happens when you can't get the fucking zoning? Right, there's this whole thing, like everything's built on code. In fact, not. Your data center is built on cement and steel and land. And if it's a data center for Meta, like a shit ton of land, right? You need zoning, you need permits, you need regulation, you need power. You need people not just to accept that you're going to be there, but want you there. And I think the interesting thing right now with our field is the thought leaders in our field are so fundamentally sick and perverted, and their minds are so rotted through with syphilis that they don't grasp that they are fucking hated. What happens to our field when our thought leaders are the ones that are despised in our civilization? So anyways, there you go. Something to think about. 48 data centers were either delayed or canceled. It's always weird when they lump that together. I mean, there's a delay. Like, cancel's cancel. Canceled is canceled. Delayed, God knows what that actually means. But again, you wrap it all together, it becomes an interesting number. Something to ponder. Something to think about, especially with everything else going on in the world. I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. See y'all later.